I used to think that when I got to be a certain age, and I'm not even sure I knew what age that was, but if someone had mentioned to me the age of 60, I probably would have said, yeah, that age for sure. But I used to think that I wasn't going to be able to wear long hair anymore, or perhaps take part in a trend, or how about wear full glam makeup? Yeah, I thought I wasn't going to be able to do any of those things. But that younger me, I'm not listening to her because I'm just about 60. This year I'm turning 60 and I'm doing all of the above. And why wouldn't I? It makes me happy. And today I'm going to get happy doing full glam makeup. So if you want to see how I achieve this look, stick around because it's going to be fun. So here I am, all fresh-faced and ready to go. I've already done my morning regimen. I started a new skincare line about 2 months ago. So I've already done that. I've cleansed, I've put on my products, and it takes a hot minute for your skin to acclimate when you start like a new skincare line. So my skin did acclimate, and then when it got to that point, in true Carolyn fashion, I decided to up it a little bit. So instead of just doing the retinol at night, now I'm doing it morning and night. Typical of me to want to push the limits, but it just has a little extra redness that I wouldn't normally have. There's no flaking, and the flaking could be problematic when you want to put on makeup, but just a little redness, I don't mind at all. In fact, I really love a clean, fresh look, but I love makeup. Even though as pretty as I just think a clean face is, makeup is my artistic outlet. I love everything from like the no makeup look, going to the gym, to the full glam and everything in between. It's like a treat for me to put on makeup. So that's what we're gonna do today. I've got everything all lined up, so let's get started. So to start, I'm gonna use the Charlette Tilbury, and I don't even know what the name is because I've had it so long it's all worn off, but it's like a liquid highlighter. I'm in the One Fair, and I'm just, before I put anything else on, I'm just gonna put right here, a little up here. And the reason I like to put it right in here is I find that as I age, I lose volume right in here. So I like to just give it a little pop, and you know, why not just pop all over? I'll just take a damp sponge and just kind of blend that in just a little tiny bit because I don't want to lose it. I love that glow. Now, putting on foundation, today I chose the Georgio Armani Luminous Silk. I am in the shade 5.5. I am just gonna go ahead and start putting some of that on. Although I maybe don't normally need a lot of foundation to like cover blemishes or things like that. It does, well, I have the redness today, so it certainly helps with the redness, but I just like it to have that uniform base so that I can go in and do all the extras like the contouring and the highlighting and the bronzing. I love all that stuff. When I'm putting it in, I really just press it in more than anything because my skin is older and there are definitely fine lines, deep lines, sagging, all of it. I also go over my ears, behind my ears, and a little bit down my neck. And I spend time. I don't rush on this at all. I go right about here, but nothing, because I love brightness under my eyes. So I'm gonna go in with a nice bright concealer. And let's just go over my eyelids. And then because I wear glasses a lot, my allergies are always bad. So I start off with contacts in the morning, and then at some point I rip them out of my eyeballs because my eyeballs just feel like they are on fire. And then I wear glasses for the rest of the day. So I always have little redness right there. So I'm just gonna take my Lancome Teint Idéal right there and right there. And I'm noticing a little bit right in the corners there. Actually, let's put it right over my eyelids because I do have that extra redness that we were talking about. And again, I'm just gonna use my wet sponge for that. So for under my eye, I like to use this Maybelline Age Rewind, and I use the brightener one. So it's a little sponge, just turn it up. This is not expensive. And I go in right in the corners here. And then I bring it down just a little bit right here. And then I just have this little Charlette Tilbury brush that I love because it can get right in. I like to have it a little bit right in there. And this is where I have the really like tiny little lines that it gets so caught in. So I try not to put too much right there, or if I do, just maybe soak it up a little bit. I like it to look really hydrated under my eyes as much as possible. I like my whole look to look very dewy. Now I'm going to do my contouring. So I have this Fenty Beauty in the shade Mocha. And I will list these things in case you want to use them. So I start right at the hairline, but pretty high up. I used to be more like I would start here and go down. Now I start way up here and do it much higher than I would ever have guessed I would ever do it. I use my same foundation brush, so I just sort of push in mostly the edges because I don't want to lose it by blending too much. So just around the edges, I kind of push it in. And because I'm using my foundation brush, it sort of helps to blend it in with the foundation that's already on my skin. And this is a new concept for me to put makeup on in front of a camera. So to be able to see what I'm doing, it's a learning process, so bear with me. All right, where else do I like to put it? My nose, I go back and forth. Where do I want it on my nose? Today I'm feeling like I want a little bit on the end like that. I'm gonna put a little bit around my bottom lip. Give me a little pout down there. And I'm going to contour under my chin to help me look a little more chiseled. And then just blend that out. So next I'm going to go in with my bronzer. So I have inexpensive ones that I use, but this is my favorite. It comes in a little duster bag. I don't know how many people keep their duster bag in there with their little Gucci bronzer. I use the shade 3. But I can't help myself. It's my personality. I have to have everything in its place. I'm always trying to change things to better myself, but like, who cares, right? If I like to have things orderly and in place, then God bless. All right, so here I keep hold right at the very edge so that it's a very light touch, and I just very lightly go over to give myself a little bronze goddess look along the edges. All right, where to now? Let's do blush. Oh, blush is a fun one, right? I'm gonna use the Charlette Tilbury. Again, everything is worn off. If I remember, it's called Pinkgasam, I think. I'm almost out of it. So you kind of squish it up and then really, really high. On top of where I put that contour almost like in my under eye area. And then again, I put a little on here, give myself a little Rudolph look, and I don't know, why not? If you get this, close it when you're done. That's an obvious tip, right? The very beginning of when I got it, I did not close it. It was a hot mess for the longest time because it just, you try to squish it closed and then everything squeezes out. So for the longest time, that did not fare well with my Virgo personality to have that hot mess. But these things aren't cheap, so you don't just throw things away because they're messy. You make it work. So just squish that in with a little pushing motion like that. Oh my gosh, doesn't that just like all of a sudden pop the face? I love it. It just, and the little apples of your cheeks. It's pretty. Okay, let's do eyebrows. Eyebrows are transformative. I have this NYX Lift and Snatch. Okay, so the trick with this is, I love it. It's a liquid brow liner. But when you open it, be very careful. I brought this on vacation one time, and I opened it and it splattered all over the dress that I was planning on wearing that day. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna squish in because it's really hard for me to see. I usually have my 10 times magnifying mirror. I just follow my natural brow shape. And I'm telling you kids, I'm struggling to see what I'm doing here. So if it looks like a monkey did it, I apologize. How's that look? Okay, let me try the other side. Just following along. I think I'm just following along. I don't know, can you see? What does it look like? When I get in front of my 10 times mirror, I'll be like, holy moly, what did I do? All right, then what I like to do, again, was this NYX? Yeah, this is NYX too. This color, this is a tinted brow mascara. It's a little spoolie thing. And then I go backwards. And this just kind of gives a little fiber to the hairs that I have there to give them a little more fullness, the look of fullness. And then I just smooth it out. But brows are transforming. Lashes and brows. You know what? If you just wore lashes and brows, it would look like you had like full makeup on. Now we get to do the eyes. Since it's full glam, I am going to take my medical tape. I use this one instead of regular Scotch tape because I find it's not as sticky. So I just put on the back of my hand, make it de-stick even more because that is not part of my skin I want to pull on. So I'm just gonna put that right there so that when I'm putting my makeup, if I go a little bit outside the lines, if I color outside the lines, it doesn't matter. So I picked the Natasha Denona Retro palette and the Anastasia Soft Glam. I am going to start with this color. It's called Nude Mauve. I'm gonna do that all over my mobile lid. Let me use this one. This one is the Angie Hot and Flashy 501. So it's kind of like a flat, bigger sort of brush because I want to cover a bigger area. Let's go in and do that. There. I'm going to do this groove right here. It's a nice kind of a burgundy color, small little one that I like. I can put it right, I sort of just place it right down there. Place it right down there along the, where I have the tape. Sort of press it right in and then maybe just a little bit across to give that sort of V look. Okay, so now I'm gonna bring it out just a little bit right there. And then this eye is droopier than this eye. And then I always do a lot of blending. I like this. It's like really sort of long, very light, and it's an old one from Sephora. I don't know if it has a name or whatever, but just something to just really fluff out the edges to give that really blended out edge. What about if I take this rose pink, this sparkly rose pink, and just put a little bit right, take that same, oh, you know what I have? And I just got this. I haven't ever even tried it yet. If I go from one color to the other and I want to use the same brush, this is supposed to take the color off so I can go in with the next color. All right, so I'm just gonna go just where the very edge of what I put on before and just pat that in right there. Now I want a pop in the middle, still in the shade Kitten. It's a liquid eyeshadow, and I'm just gonna place it right smack in the middle of my eye. So I'm gonna do this mod. So this mod is just like a very light pink. So I'm gonna do that right in this corner part, a little bit down around here in the corner of my eye. And then I'm gonna bring it up here. I'm looking at this psychedelic color right here, that pink psychedelic color, and I can't resist that. I'm gonna go in with my finger and I'm gonna go on top of Kitten. Go into that groove, which is the one that I have in the corner here, but just right here in the corner, sort of connecting a little bit with what I put up there. And then let me use this thing. And then I'm gonna go in with that nude mauve that I put all over, and I'm just going to extend it across like that. I'm going to go in with like a really angled little brush. I'm gonna go into that black. This is another one where I need to be up close. So I'm gonna come in as close as I can, but I have a feeling this is not going to work out too well. And so I dig right into where my lash roots are growing. Okay, so I'm gonna actually take that black, and because I have the tape there, I'm just gonna place it along the edge of the tape just to give like just a little bit of a wing, hardly, maybe. Okay, I am gonna go do the other eye. Hopefully I'll remember what I did on this eye. Hopefully they match. I'll be right back. Lashes. I'm definitely gonna do lashes offline, or they'll be like, I don't know, they'll be on my forehead. Because I need to get super close to do that. But I'll show you what I use. This is just my super glammed up type ones. What I do is I take one of them. You see how they're pretty big, and I cut them in half. They go about from here, like the middle of my eye, and then I sort of give them a little, because my eyes are going down, so I give them a little, I put them a little bit off my lash line and just a little bit up to give it a little upward look. Okay, so let me take this off. I don't want to tug on my skin. I mean, it pains me to put anything around that delicate skin, but I just like the way it comes out. Okay, so now it has that very harsh line right there, so I'm going to go in with that. Where's my blender one? I can't find it, so this one will work. Again, just using it at the very tip because I just want to keep it a really light. When I put my lashes on, I like doing my lips the very last thing because that's kind of like the poof cherry on top. So let me do my lashes and I'll be right back. Don't lashes make such a big difference? Then what I do to sort of make them blend in with my natural lashes is I put some mascara. I'm using the Big Monsieur, the Big Man, and I just dig in at the bottom, and then mostly over here where I don't have any lashes, I do there. And then, you know, they say do as little as possible on your bottom. But as you can see, I already put some shadow under there, some eyeshadow. And now I'm just gonna use a little bit of the Charlette Tilbury push-up lashes. Give it a little pop. The thing that I don't love about putting mascara on my bottom lashes is it always seems to transfer. I can use the tubing mascara, which seems to be better, but I don't know, I don't like the way, I haven't found one that I really like the way it looks. If you know one, tell me, because that is a problem for me. For lip liner, I start at the top and I just maybe overline a tiny bit. Just those little top parts right there. And then I bring it down and then in. I don't go all the way out here. I just bring it down like that. So it's sort of coming down. And then I just go straight across there. I find it makes them look fuller. That's why I do it that way. And then here, I start right where this meets. And then just go around. So again, I'm not going into these corners here. And I like a kind of a pouty, like my lips to look as big as they can. So that's not everyone's cup of tea. That's just how I like to do it. And that's how I do it. And then I just sort of crayon in a little bit more. And I end it all with what I always like to use. I don't know, it just feels like I'm doing something good for my skin. Let's put it in my hair. And now I'm gonna go take down my hair. All right, I'll be right back. Well, here I am, all glammed up, ready to hit the town. Whole Foods, here I come. Whole Foods won't know what hit them when I walk through the door. Anyways, that's it. If you are interested in getting volume out of your hair, I have super fine, limp hair. I have a tutorial on how I get this hairstyle with my Dyson Airwrap. I'll leave a link to that if you want to check that out. I also have other videos on skincare or at-home gadgets that I use, so I will also link that. But as far as today, I'm done, and thanks for hanging out with me. If you give me a like, it warms my heart. So I'll talk to you later. Bye. So Penelope and I are all dressed up and ready to go. What should we do, Penelope? You want to go to lunch? Should we go have lunch? Maybe we'll go have lunch. I've got my silk button-down top, a pair of faux leather pants, and a little trend going on in the shoes. I just feel my best. Yeah, this year I'm turning 60, so I'm embracing it. I'm excited. I think it's gonna be awesome.